visit somebody right on my call. This is the moment you're meant to know.
Hello, my sunflowers. How are you? How are you? And how are you? I hope everything with you today has been copacetic on this Back to Life Monday.
Yes.
So we're in the thickets of the summer, right? So there's a lot been going on. So let's just get started with our news recap to give you something briefly what's been going on. We have a little bit of news for you. It's a lot of news out there, but we just got a little bit that we think that you want to hear about. Baby Crow, let's go.
Yes, first off, let's talk about what's happening on American soil. Sadly, there is a flooding happening in Texas. Apparently, the death toll at the current moment is at 104.
Yes.
Yikes. So prayers going up to everybody in Texas.
Most definitely. However, when you talk about that Texas, didn't they say that it's still raining, it's still flooding? Is it going? Give me a little bit more detail about that.
Yes, still, the flooding is still ongoing.
You have a girlfriend that lives in Texas. What did she say about the weather? What did she say what was going on there?
She said that where she was, it was raining, but it wasn't raining as hard, but there was getting rain for where she was. However, just a county over that was about an hour away, there was flooding. So thankfully she is still doing okay. Her place hasn't flooded yet. So therefore, it's not all of Texas, but it just seems to be certain parts of Texas.
Okay. So there are families that are readjusting, that's been out of their homes, and they are readjusting, and they are just absolutely devastated. And I don't know what's going on with Texas, but Texas has been having a lot of stuff every year. Texas is going through hell. I remember for a while it was North Carolina. That every year it was North Carolina. Please don't let it be North Carolina. But I don't want it to be no place here in the States.
No.
But it just seemed like it was that. Then there was a year before that it was Maryland. It just seemed like these floods are random and they just wiping people out. My God. And Texas just been going through a lot for the last couple of years. What do you think, baby?
Texas has been going through a lot, but just the last few weeks, the weather has been wild. It was heavily raining in South Dakota where there was a bunch of tornadoes.
Oh my God.
It's right. So it seems like there's a lot going on.
And people don't believe in global warming. So
exactly.
What do you say about those things? However, our prayers do go up for those that are in Texas and those 104, 105, 110, whatever. I hope the number decrease and not increase.
Yes.
I just pray for their families, their peace, and I find that they can restore everything that has been taken or disturbed in their lives.
Yeah.
Peace to those that's in Texas right now, really.
Honestly.
Yes. So the next person what else we got on the roster?
On a sadder note, we have Caitlyn Jenner, who lost her partner.
Yes, that is true. She has lost her partner. Now, I don't know if she was coming from Caitlyn's house because this apparently happened in Malibu. And Caitlyn Jenner, I believe, lives in Malibu. Yes. So this was on the 4th of July. And so I don't know if this was her leaving Malibu, or I don't know if she was leaving or coming and visiting Caitlyn. I don't even know if she lived in Malibu. From the way it was to me, she felt the car went down 300 and what?
Yeah, 350 feet.
So that just seemed like she came down off of a steep mountain. I don't know if she almost ran into somebody. Was she going fast? Did she met? I don't know. I'm definitely going to do a reading on this to be a little bit more clear, but I don't know the ins and outs of it. But they tell me that Caitlyn Jenner has been in this relationship with this woman for 10 years or so. They have been partners. I don't know if they were lovers. I don't know. She was 29 years old. And if they were friends for 10 years, I don't know what a 70-something-year-old man, if we can get on the women, we could get on them. If we could get on the black men about it, I got to say, I don't know if they were lovers or were they just very, very, very good friends. It doesn't say. They haven't showed Caitlyn Jenner, but she did leave a message. However, I definitely going to do a reading on this. This deserves a reading. And I feel as though that I'm very sad for Caitlyn, whether they were friends or whether they were platonic or not platonic lovers. I don't know, or just could be friends. All I know, she was 29 years old. Can you tell me how old is Caitlyn Jenner? I think Caitlyn Jenner's got to be, I'm looking at 72 to 73 years old, maybe 75. How old is he?
75.
Oh, my, there it is. So I see that, and he's with this girl. So for me, when he's with, if they were in some kind of intimate relationship, and I'm going to tell you why this makes it important to me. I don't know if they was in an intimate relationship or not, because he was 75 when she passed. So that means that when he dated her 10 years ago, he was in his late 60s.
Yes.
So we all have a problem with these older men dealing with these young girls. So if he would have been dating her, it would have been, and they were very close. I don't know what you can have in common at 60 something years old, at 65 years old. What can you have in common with a 20-year-old? I'm just dealing with these issues right now. This is why I'm going to do a reading on it. Nevertheless, he lost a friend. He lost a confidant, and my heart goes out to him and her family. They were close. She used to walk the red carpet with him. So my heart goes out to him and her. You know, it's a travesty, and she died on instant impact.
Yeah.
And we're going to show you pictures of that, but it's sad, and prayers go up for him, because no matter what, I feel it in my soul. He is grieving greatly. He lost a friend. I don't know if they were lovers. That's just what I want to find out. But I may never find out, because, you know, Caitlyn has been very private about his affairs. I didn't even know that he had it. But when they were they showed a picture when they were on the carpet, they were hugging like lovers. But the media is not claiming it like that. The media is saying that they were partners, friends, and whether they were platonic or not, I don't know. I felt like this age difference is traumatic. But this is what's been going on with Shannon Sharp. This is what's been going on with who else that dealt with somebody way younger? Diddy, all of it. It's just
Cher.
No, I'm not dealing with her. She's a woman.
All right, fair enough.
And they don't have no problems in their relationship. They haven't lost anyone in their relationship.
Johnny Depp.
I don't know. I don't know. Are they? I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, this hangnail was driving me up a wall. But yeah. So like I said, peace to her, and definitely peace to Caitlyn Jenner. But I will be visiting that soon. Okay, who we have next?
Yes, the next person that we are going to talk about is Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
Yes. Apparently, Nicki Minaj had a title deal because Jay-Z owns a streaming platform service.
Excuse me. Keep talking.
A streaming platform service with music called Tidal, and he had 15 artists that was supposed to be on there promoting their music, where you can access only their music on Tidal. And Nicki Minaj was entitled, she was one of those artists, and she was entitled $9 million as a payout. However, she had only received 1 million of it. So therefore, she is still yet not fully paid for her deal. And she was there to help out Jay-Z during this time when he was starting up his business. However, nowadays, now that we're bringing it up to speed, recently fans had made a statement saying that Jay-Z still needs to pay out Nicki Minaj. And Nicki Minaj had liked that post, so therefore she is insinuating that she agrees and that she is still waiting to have her money paid forth to her for her title deal that she had with Jay-Z, and she has yet to receive that, so she feels as though she's still owed some sort of compensation.
Yeah, and I was thinking I heard something on Tasha K earlier. I don't know. I was rushing to get dressed, take my shower, get dressed, and I heard something about Tasha K says that I'm not sure on this, but I think that what I heard vaguely, bits and pieces. I don't know what you know about it, but I also heard that Tasha K says that Foxy Brown and Nicki Minaj is in a beef or something. What they know about that? And that she said that Foxy Brown owed her some money or something, or she helped her out in her bad time. Like, I really got bits and pieces of it. I thought it was an interesting story. I'm sorry, baby. I had to just put it in on your story.
Okay.
I don't know what you know about that, but that's what it is. And from what I gather, Tasha K have a problem with with Foxy Brown, that's going against Nicki Minaj, allegedly saying that she loaned her money in her hard times. And also, she brought this up about Foxy Brown. She said that she doesn't understand, and this is what I did here. She said that she don't understand why Foxy Brown is going after Nicki when Nicki has been a friend to her, paraphrasing. And she said that and that at the end that Foxy Brown, what they do when you don't talk to somebody anymore, cut them off, when you block them on your phone or whatever. I don't know what that's called. Do you know what that's called? When she said that Foxy Brown took the side of Jay-Z, and Tasha K, I'm sorry guys, and Tasha K said she doesn't understand when, this is what I heard, that she doesn't understand when what's his name? Jay-Z haven't invited you to anything, haven't mentioned you, haven't had a record, haven't done anything with you for years. He put you, paraphrasing, he done put you in obscurity. And yet somebody who was there for you, and this man has abandoned you for years, paraphrasing, and yet you're going to be loyal to someone that don't give a damn about you, paraphrasing. I found that was interesting, and I don't know the ins and out of the story, but I do. And she says something about how he owe her $8 million, Nicki Minaj. And I feel that way too. If your friend who helped you out, people sometimes get things so miscued. If somebody is helping you out or been there for you, and yet you loyal to somebody that don't really give a damn about you, because we don't hear, the only time your name came up, Foxy, is in the defense of you defending him for not touching you as a young woman when you was out there making music. And I have to say, y'all reeked of a relationship, okay? We're not in your bedroom, so we can't say 100%, but you know, and we know, and God knows. And so I feel as though for you to still defending this man like that, no matter what he has done, you know what, girl, you need to think twice. Where have you been, friend? Yes. I'm just saying, I feel like what Tasha feel in a way, this goes back to our day, my day when rap was out, you're reading on it. So yeah, I see the way he treated you. You even said in yourself that, he favored the light-skinned girls and kicked you to the side. I don't even understand how people can have loyalty like that to somebody that treat them like a piece of meat. I don't get it. So if that's what you're doing, you need to size up with Nicki and be chill, because at least she was there for you, allegedly. What do you think, baby Crone?
Yes, most definitely. Don't forget the people that were there to help you in your time of need and be your support system.
Right. And now the thing is, even when he was going through all of that, she still came out in defense. Where is she? Where did she put you? In other words, where's your scooter in his life? Where's your scooter? Where did he scoot you? But to a corner and in a back room, and you in obscurity.
Yes, for real.
That's crazy to me. Our priorities, unless he's giving her money on the side, but that can't be, because Tasha K said that she was working with her cousin who was in jail doing forgery. Girl, I'm done. I'm done. Never give up. Never bros. No, never bros. You don't stick with the bros, but you stick with your hoes.
Yeah.
Like you said, that's my hoe, right?
Yeah.
And love, and a term of endearment. If they say bros before hoes, then we're going to say hoes before bros. How about that?
Yes.
How about that? How about that? So I just had to bend on that. That just somehow got to me when I was getting something and listening to this story. So, baby, come, what else you have?
I understand, because that just shows you all the things that Jay-Z just keeps having
he seemed
to get
like
away
he
with.
always, oh my God, I was just going to, he seemed like he always come under the wire with everything and always crying broke. But he's a thief.
That's right.
Because I don't think Nicki Minaj would lie about that at all. Nicki, we on your side, girl. Get yours. I'm so sick and tired of Jay-Z. And what makes me mad? Because he messed with my girl. Get loose. Get loose. Hey. You know, and when he goes awry and he gets himself in trouble, it's like he drags his wife down with him in this hellhole.
Yeah.
Every time he seemed like he get out of it. Your son, your children that you don't take care of, your son that could possibly allegedly be autistic. It just seemed like he's always in something. A bill, somebody you ain't paid, somebody you sexed, or some bill somebody you owe, or somebody you got over on. You're always winning and losing in something.
Yes.
You bring our girl name down, and it's like, you know, you are blessed to have her as your wife. I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but what I do know, she must love you to still deal with you.
Honestly, for real.
Because you just put a style on her name, my opinion.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not sure if it's just because B is a Virgo.
It could be because but he could be a lovely man to her. My thing is, he probably lovely when he's lovely to her, but he's, can I say it? Shitty to everybody else. Excuse me, table. But he's that way to everybody else. And his name is always in something.
Yes.
And he's always winning and losing and getting close against the wire.
Yes.
But you know what? One day his day gonna come. Because he just shows that he's just into everything.
Honestly.
Just into everything. Another Kaiser Sosa. And this don't come from hate, because I don't hate him. Because I would love to see him and Beyonce sing the song. I would. So I don't hate him, but I just hate how he always dampen her.
He does.
He's like a pissy blanket that's always laying in her life. And I don't like it. I mean, Beyonce got her own cross to bear. And yet, when she ain't in the news, we got to look at the negative because of her husband.
Yeah.
It's sickening, in my opinion.
Yeah, for real, honestly. It's the duo that you can't unstuck if one affects the other.
Yeah.
Speaking of couples of one affects the other.
Yes.
Nelly and Ashanti.
Oh, I love them still. I don't care what nobody say. And I know that there's a lot of bloggers out there. You do you. No, I'm glad that y'all come out, because I wasn't even looking at the show to find fault with them.
No, not at all.
I really was looking at it as a form of entertainment.
Yes,
just something wholesome. And now what I thought to be wholesome, people that went all up in their lives and dug all up in their marriage and came down the Tasha TKO, know what's her name? Tanya TKO, done went in there and swermed and took out negative. You got bloggers and you got TikTokers, voicing there, mainly the TikTokers, going in there and swerming and finding fault. And I'm like,
yeah, they ripped them apart.
This is just a newlywed couple.
Yes.
And y'all go in and y'all devouring them. This is supposed to be something entertainment, 8 weeks of entertainment, which we've already seen the start to the end.
Yes.
But I'm following it with Bravo. So when I talk about it, I can talk about it. Sometimes I have to be careful that we don't go in the future. I love them. And not only that, people saying about, how Nelly is no good. You don't know Nelly. And you don't know Ashante. All I'm saying is she married him. She love him. I like him.
Yes.
She happy. She find these faults. First of all, he made it clear before he said, and she was there, before there was any rings, before there was any engagement, I already told her that I am not moving to New York.
Yes.
My life is in St. Louis. My life is not in New York. He told her this. He told her before she got pregnant, I'll give you a baby. I'll give you anything you want. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to be changing no diapers and that. When they're about 2 years old, I'll do it. I don't have a problem. When you agree to this, you can't be mad.
No.
And as far as where you live, he said this. So I personally, who lived in New York, I wouldn't want to raise my baby in New York. She's talking about not Syracuse, not the outskirts of New York.
No.
Am I right or am I missing it?
Nope, you're not missing that at all.
She want to live in one of them. She want to live in a borough, but she wants to live near that city life, or no? Or am I missing that?
Nope. Yeah. I think close to Manhattan or Manhattan.
Manhattan. I lived in Manhattan over there near where? Central Park. I had an efficiency in that apartment about what 8 years ago? 8 years ago, not long, 7 years ago, wasn't very long ago. Definitely not a decade. It could have been like 7 years ago, 6 years.
Probably 8 years ago.
And my rent was $2,700 for a small efficiency, where you had a kitchen, a bathroom, and just a little room.
Yeah, for real, that was literally small.
The
size of a bedroom, in my opinion.
A side of bedroom with a bathroom and a sitting room, a little tiny sitting room. And I paid $2,700 to live near there. However, the lobby was absolutely beautiful.
It was.
But I had laundry service because I wasn't going all the way down in that basement that was creepy, spooky.
Let's talk about Rosemary's
and
Baby.
People lived down there. It's no way I would go down there and wash my clothes. It was clean. I was like, oh no. When they showed me on the walkthrough, when I went to get my apartment, I was like, this is not, it reminded me of Rosemary's Baby, because a lot of those buildings out there or brownstones are very old, and those high rise are old. So come with a lot of history. But I lived there for about a year, and I just said, no, I lived there about almost a year, and I just didn't. The cost of parking, everything. I don't know. I mean, at that time, I had to pay $30 or $35. I think it was $30 or $35 per day to park. Why? Because they want the streets clean, and they don't want you on the street. No. And so therefore, if they cleaning on this side, you got to move. Or sometimes they just want the streets clean. You get caught, you get a ticket.
Yep, that's true.
And so by the end of the day, if you have a car, everybody is rushing there to get a parking spot. It's crazy.
Yeah, for real. New York is really not efficient for cars.
It's not efficient for cars. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. However, they have Ubers and definitely cabs where you can get, if you can deal with the crazy driver. And I was with the cab driver and it gave me a panic attack. I really thought that we were going to have an accident.
Yeah.
So but she said, that is where she moved. She wants to move. She wants to be close to her family. I received that. However, but if these things, sometimes the Bible says that when you get married, you leave your mother, you leave your father. You got a life with this man. Why do you, in my opinion, why would you want to uproot Nelly when he's supposed to be the breadwinner? Let the man be the man. Women are taking over. They just want to be everything. Just let a man be the man. If the man want to live in that, because that's St. Louis, because that's where he can be a man, let him be a man. You knew this. He gave you a baby. He got two of his own, and he raised the two by his sister, which he claims as his kids. His kids are grown. He is 50 years old, people. But yet so many people are so angry.
Yeah, you're right.
You gotta take everything into balance. He's 50 years old. This is her first child. That's not his fault that she waited late in life to have a baby. I think they are a wonderful couple.
Yeah, he let her have
And-
the dream.
And so many people are wanting them to leave him. No, you have no respect for marriage. This is not a boyfriend and a girlfriend. This is a commitment that they made before a higher court, a higher God. And when you make it, and many people get married and they don't tell you. If a man or a woman tell you who they are, believe them.
Yes.
And I think what she thought, that's the way the show comes off, like, I can break him. He believes me.
Yes.
She comes off like, I know
Yes.
he loves me.
Mhm.
He going to eventually give me what he wants.
Yes.
So you'll
Change
be
his
the
mind.
breadwinner. You already said, I want to stay close to my baby.
Yeah.
So you want to be the breadwinner. You get him there. He doesn't want to be there. Don't strip him of his manhood. God dang it. Come on, people. I can't just be old by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's a sacrifice. If you want to get an apartment and you want to go visit, fine.
Yeah.
But when you get married, your heart should be where your husband is because he's the breadwinner. Y'all both are breadwinners, okay? And he told her when she was going to do that Christmas special, if you don't want to do it, I got your back.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I don't understand. I'm like I said, maybe, and if they broke up, I would find no joy in that.
No.
I would never, I don't give a John Brown hootenanny what's going on. I would never look for a couple that just got married, just had a baby to break up.
Yeah.
Leave him. Come on, people. You got to have more godliness in that. What about working through it?
Yeah.
What about breaking up and running? They did that already, but it led them back together. Let's make it work. I don't know how you're going to do it. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Because you got a baby in there. And I'm telling you, a family runs right when there is a mother and a father in that household. Because if it's not, it becomes lopsided.
Yeah.
It appears to be balanced. But if one of the genders is gone, if the male gender gone, it's a lopsided house. If the female energy is gone, it's still a lopsided house. You need yin and yang to make a balance.
Yeah.
Baby makes three. Baby is the union of your love.
Yes.
So why is it that we Americans are so quick to run from our what is the word I'm using? Our oath.
Yes.
We're so quick. We make vows and we're so quick to just turn it over because of some dumb stuff about where you want to live. Y'all got money. Y'all can have a place in both places. It's stupid to me. You want to go home, y'all in New York, whatever, you can go home. You can say, I'm going to go see my mama for a couple of days. That's nothing.
Yeah.
They in the States. They ain't that far from each other, are they? So I feel as though this is my 2 cents. I'm rooting for this couple and looking at what the TikTokers and some of the bloggers say.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like, what? I wasn't even looking at that.
No.
I wasn't looking. Why, y'all? And I hear him say, leave him. Are you out of your mind? Imagine you being in love with someone. Yeah, you. Imagine you finally, remember, she's marrying who she wants. Do you know the odds of marrying who you love?
That's true.
No, not they love you and you settling. She may settle, but she's settling for what she loves. Do I think she's settled? Yes. But she's 42 years old. When are you going to make up your mind? She's only got 50 now. Y'all have to look at the whole picture. Maybe this is her best. Everybody talking about she settled. Maybe that's her best. Yeah. You don't know her background. You don't know where she come from. You don't know her home life. You don't know what she's been experienced to. Y'all look at it because she's famous and because they got money. Them, the rich people and the stars. Yes. We look at their lives and we go, oh, they're rich and she's got money and, she doesn't. Maybe she used to dealing with guys like that. Maybe that's her love. Maybe she liked them thug out guys. Yeah. Maybe that's what get her hard on. Maybe. And maybe that is her best. Obviously. Maybe that's not your best, but many of you probably ain't even married or have children or don't even have a man or a woman.
Yeah.
But you sit back and you catch it. And I'm not saying all of you. You sit back and you cast judgment. I know this is news, but I have to vent on this. And baby clone, remind me to read on them.
Okay, I will remind you to read.
And I just feel like I've been drawn in because y'all done mess with my happiness.
Yeah, you guys really did.
I was just living at it, looking at it as it was a break with Varo as they go through their little, their little transition, which I think is stupid. But nevertheless, they put them on and I really enjoyed them because last year they had on that other guy, the white guy and his family. I can't think of his name. It began with a B. I can't think of the white guy. And he was married to this young woman. And she bossed him around. I couldn't even watch Bowen. Baldwin. Remember? Yes. They were on last year. I couldn't even watch him. I couldn't stand the way she emasculated him. She was way younger than him. I don't like to see, and they had all these children, and he's out there, and he have OCD, and the way I just couldn't take it anymore. I was like, I can't watch this. It was a lot. His wife drove me, I didn't like it. So, but here, I'm like, this is refreshing. And whether they doing it for the money, whether they doing it for him, whether they doing it for her, whether they doing it to put their names out there, I don't know why they do what they do, but these people are busy. You got people going around saying he broke. She let you know he's not broke. If you watch the story, even with the bid, she said, we're rich.
We can afford it.
We can afford this. That's what she didn't say I could afford it. She's looking at him. She knows how he is. Yes, she's been with this brother. She knows him. He's cute. She like him. Whatever. All I'm saying is, people, give them a break.
For real.
Please. They got the world. They got their lives against them already. What they're showing on camera is showing you reality. They don't have to show you that. But what good is to show if it ain't going to get us all riled up and talking about it, right? So I like the fact that they are doing that. But I hope that she doesn't listen to the naysayers and get lost and let her marriage go.
Yeah.
Because people take snippets and pictures of her looking.
That's true. They use that to their advantage.
Or when they was at the restaurant and people take that when she offered him something, when he said, I'll get half and half. I'll make a compromise. I'll get the drink that because she's not drinking because she's breastfeeding, but I'll get that with my vodka or gin or whatever he had. And he said a half and half. And out of that, he could have forgotten, say, you want to sip like it's half and half, not thinking like he a man. And is that an excuse? Yes. Why? Because there are some men that are lackadaisical.
Yeah, when it comes to the just the female restrictions,
right? Or there are men, and you got to understand, for you that are 42 years old, 32, between 32 and 45. No, 43. 32 and 43. That's a whole different generation right there. And you're looking at her who's 42 or 43 and he's 50. Look at that 8-year difference or 7-year difference. He's old. He done raised his kid. He's been at that game for a long time. He's a grandfather. He's tired. I understand.
Yep.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I don't want to be scrounging around on the floor dealing with no babies. I done told baby Clone, I'll be your babysitter, but I'll be a boy babysitter by the time you have a baby, because it can't be within the next 5 years. You better pull it together, right? So it may be 10 years. So look at where he's at. He gave her what she wants. He even said, you don't have to you don't have to breastfeed until the baby is what she wants to breastfeed the baby till about 2-3 years. Nothing wrong with that. That's very good. But it's hindering you.
Yeah.
It's hindering you. You know, and I think if this is what you want, be glad, be happy. He gave you a baby. This is what you wanted. He gave you a ring. He gave you his last name. He said, I'll be there to support you. And be happy.
Yes.
Let that man be a man. Let him. That's all. I don't know. I may be old school, but that's okay because I think old school think good school. And I'm just saying, I'm not saying Nelly is a saint, but all I am saying, she knew what she married.
Mm-hmm,
and maybe that's her best. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's not yours. But are you married looking at him? Are you in a happy relationship looking at, and you won't leave? This is the double standard that gets me, the hypocrites. I'm not saying for everybody, but you know who you are. If you damn in their relationship and you never even been married. You damn in their relationship, but you don't have no children. You damn in their relationship, want them to break up. How is you and yours doing if you have a yours?
Yeah.
And this is the hypocrisy. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, if you're not in it and you have an experience, give them a break and show some love on this couple.
Yes, please.
Some people are old, ain't been married, ain't got no chin, and got all this to say. Yep. About a relationship that's trying to break up, so we can sit back and say another black man. We so hard on our black men. Another black man. We hard on our black men. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're straight. We just hard on black men. Mm-hmm. And I'm just saying, I don't want to be. Yeah. I'm supporting the gays because they have it hard too in their relationship. So I'm rooting for all. And I'm saying, if you want that measured to you, then put out that good vibration and send some love their way. Instead of saying break up, why don't you say, you know what? I pray that they figure this out and that they make it. Yes. How about that? Send that out there in the world. I D-dog double dare you, because what happens to them will boomerang on you. Don't be so quick to throw in a towel where prayer can change all things. Some of you out there are Christians. You should not be thinking like that. You should always be speaking life into a situation. If you think it's dead, speak life to it and let them dead bones come alive. I think that they are a beautiful couple and I'm rooting for them. And if they don't make it, oh well, I sent out good vibrations. Yes. So that's how I feel. I'm glad I got a chance to vent. Thank you. You know, I love you. Mm-hmm. I judge no one. That's just was in me. And baby Cone just brought it up and I vented.
Because for real, honestly, because we went from having good, wholesome, loving.
That's where we were. Yes. Until I started looking at, and I was like, I this was last week when we started seeing.
I've been pulled into couples therapy, honestly.
Yeah, and I'm like, I wasn't even looking at it to find fault. I was just looking at it like they were funny. I like the fact that they show us some realness. Yes. I like the fact that they have been vulnerable. And I love that when she laughs, she bellows. Mm-hmm. She laughs. And I love a hearty spirit that can laugh. He makes her laugh. Mm-hmm. And there are relationships. Obviously, she want a man that make her laugh, even when she feel like crying. Yes, I love it. I dig that about him. He makes her laugh. I want a man, and I want a man that makes me laugh because I find the things that he say funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not because but because he just make me laugh in his attitude or his sense of humor. It fit mine. He makes me laugh. Even when I'm mad, he can make me laugh because he's being natural. That's just who he is. He's saying things that are natural, that just come natural to him. And it makes you laugh. People say that about me. Mm-hmm. I'm funny. I don't try to be funny, but my actions make people laugh. Yes. That's what you tell me. Mm-hmm. You say I'm funny. Yes. Men tell me I'm funny, but I'm not trying to be. Mm-hmm. I'm just being me. You understand? Yeah. And it makes people laugh because I'm authentically being me. But I have a comedic side of me that I'm unaware of, but I make people laugh. Not in a way of a joke, just in my thinking and my
wittiness.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. She knows, see, because I'm witty. And maybe I find him witty. And he makes me laugh. Wit is funny. Mm-hmm. It's real. And it may make you think like, oh my God, how can he say that? Because if you know him, you know that's probably him being witty. Yeah. He ain't meaning it to the degree that you're taking it. Mm-hmm. So did I defend my Nelly?
Yes, you did. You defended our couple.
And hot in here. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Not the hot in here. I ain't like that. We got enough on our brothers. And for this person to, I didn't like her. You know who did that? I didn't like it because we got enough going on with our brothers. When Hot in Here came out, it was a smash. It was big. It was on the chart for it. It's still on the charts. You could play it at any party and at the rice, especially when it's hot outside. You know, if they would have blasted that when they was out there squirting,
the baby oil,
that would have been its appropriate song. Just like that song when they talk about the bus, the guy. This is Rob Bass.
Oh, okay.
You know Rob Bass. I just came to get down. I'm not internationally known, but I'm known to rock the microphone, and I get you to him. You play that now, what we did. You don't even know it. That song was out back in the 70s or the 80s, but you jam to it, right?
I will.
That's how I see Hot in Here. So this man is still out there. He's working. He's got businesses. He loves his kids. And I don't think it's anything that he's saying. I don't love Ashante. I think he loves Ashante.
Yes.
I really, really think he loves her. I really do. And how they got back together, I think it was beautiful. I do. So when I look at the show, if I see any discrepancy, I just say, just God, let them make it.
Yes.
Please, we want our Black men and Black women to make it, right?
Yes,
okay.
We do.
So I went on about it. I went on because I've been festering, baby Cone.
I
vented.
Understand. People have rained on our parade.
Y'all rained on our parade. We love you, but you made me sad. I'm like, why they messing with them? If you looked at my video when I gave a recap, I didn't deal with because I just see them as a couple that's just trying to work it out. They just knew.
Yep.
I could see that they've been married for 4 years. You know, I think a good newlywed years is 3 years.
Okay.
At least a good 3, because it takes you 3, you know, to really get settled and figuring out what you want. But my last thing that I do want to say about it, Ashante, I think that you should allow your husband to be the husband. Because that is just, if you don't like the way that the order emerged. And I think that's what a lot of people do. You get married in a Christian environment. You go to the justice of the peace, that's different. But to me, it just seemed like they kind of like got God in their lives in some kind of way. I feel as though that if you do, you know that the word of God says that the man's supposed to take care of the woman. But now we have flipped because women are just as big and just as powerful. You can get married, but I will not allow my child, because when you get married, you leave your family, you go and do your thing on your own. You're not supposed to be leaning on your family like that, according to the word of God. You're supposed to be leaning on your husband. And he's saying, I got you. And you should allow him to do that. And if for whatever reason he failed and he doesn't meet the needs, then maybe you could leave him if it becomes toxic.
Yeah.
No one should stay in something becoming very abusive, whether it's mental or physical. So I don't see that. I think you can chuck it up. I think it's a good growing thing for you. And you can always have an apartment in New York.
Yes.
So, and I'm telling you who's done it, who's traveled around the whole United States. I lived in many, many places. And what I'm saying when I was married, and I'm saying to you because of his job, and before then, I did it with a friend of mine, and we just traveled a male. We just traveled all over, and we got married because if anything happened to me, I knew that, I had to have somebody take care of me. So, like, do the paperwork. I wouldn't get lost in the system, blah, blah, blah. But my point is that let a man be a man. If that's where he's at, and he told you that from the beginning, don't listen to what nobody else. Adjust. You will adjust to it. Yeah. It may take time, especially when you can go home anytime you want because you don't have a money problem. There are people that may not be able to jump on a plane and go. You can go and got an apartment and can afford to pay an apartment in New York.
Yes.
New York. Even if you bought a house or something, I would buy a condo, but I wouldn't buy a house. I'd buy a condo. And if you can afford that life in New York, then you can go home. When Nelly is out there on the road for those 200 and something days, you can go home to New York. When he's traveling or when you're not, whatever, you can do that. I just think that that's not a hard thing to ask. I don't went on again about it. So I'll talk to you more when I share the next episode, because although I've seen the whole series, we sat down and watched it in a day. We enjoyed it immensely,
Yes, it was really
but
good.
we were happy until we saw what was going on in the world. But nevertheless, I always like to hear with TikTok, especially TikTok, and also I like to hear what the TikTokers have to say more than the bloggers. But I do listen to what the bloggers have to say as well. Okay, anything else? I went on about that. Had a pet peeve, didn't I?
Hey, listen, I totally get it.
All right. This is my opinion. Don't judge me.
And then the last person we had to talk about was just the rumors between Cardi B and Stephon Diggs. And
what's going on with them?
It all sparked when Cardi B had allegedly deleted the pictures of her going Instagram official with Stephon Diggs. Now, I did do some research. They still are following each other on social media. So it's not like they're done or through with each other.
So
they still could.
Let me ask you this. I'm sorry. I wanted to know, I thought that they was writing a breakup plan, like some kind of contract of how they would break up with each other. No, that's not true.
No, that's not true. That's the rumor out there that people are speculating with Stephon Diggs and Cardi B.
Okay, go ahead. Finish your story. I just wanted to know that. Go ahead.
But it just seems as though that the one tell all with social media is, do they follow each other? Because that tells you if they really mess with each other or not. And they still follow each other on social media. So I feel as though that's a way to, in my opinion, combat the rumors that Cardi B and Stephon Diggs have broken up. Maybe
do you think they broke up, or they just taking a pause?
I just think they're taking a pause.
Oh.
Especially, listen, in my opinion, Cardi B is probably stressed out from Offset and their whole.
Why don't you read on their relationship with the people? Stephon, have you read on them?
Yes, I have read on them.
And what did you come up with?
I came up with the fact that there was some rockiness in their relationship.
They're so fresh. They haven't been together not even a good year.
No,
6 months?
Nope. But I said, whatever they're going through right now, if they can get through this period of how Cardi B's dealing with her divorce with Offset, if they can
is jealous?
Yes, I'm like, if they can make it through this period of jealousy and all this negative energy, then they are meant to go through.
They can make it. There's hope. Is what you're saying. Okay.
So that it's just bumpy right now, but I'll do an updated reading.
I think that's a good reading on Stephon. And I'm happy to see that Cardi B has finally moved on. But this is what I would like to say about my girl Cardi B. At least if she love you, she love you. Yes. She stay there. She's a bottom B. That's what they call them. And in terms of an endearment, that she's going to be there when you at your bottom. She's going to work with you. She's going to strive. She's going to try. She's not like, no matter what you think about her, she don't run from man to man. You could think whatever you want to think about her. When she bring you out to the world, and that's because she gave up on you. That means she's been scrimping and scraping, like what did he say? Scrimping and scupping and whatever for you. And when she's done, and I did a reading on her many years ago, that when I said she had a breakdown, I said the day is coming, and I read it in the cards before we living in the day when it happened. And I did this reading about 2 years ago, that she was going to break when she was screaming and she was having a nervous breakdown on camera. I got a reading on that, and the reading said one day she's going to be so done with him. That it ain't nothing he can do. And the moment that she put Stephon out in the world, even though when Stephon came, he was still tangled up with some other woman. So I feel as though that he's her transitional man. What I see in Stephon for Cardi B, it's like he's the man that in her life. It's hard to meet people. So you can meet many of people, but they're not the connection for you and what you need at that time. Understand? I can have 1,000 men, and all of them, they're not the one for me. They're not right for me. But this is the one. Stephon is the one that was right for her to get her over Offset, because that's what she was doing. She was looking for the right man, and she met him that she felt as though she could put some love into to get her over Offset, not to go under him, but she wanted love in a relationship. So she went over sometimes people say you got to get under. They never sleep with a person to get over a person. That is not what she does. She deals with you years until she just can't no more. And when she's breaking down over the internet, over YouTube, crying,
Yes.
getting drunk, just going through. She loved Offset, and he treated her like sugar honey iced tea. Yep,
Yes.
I said it.
Mm-hmm.
And so for this, I want them to make it, but it seems to me, and I hope I'm wrong. I let Baby Crone do a reading on them. You're going to do the reading on them.
Yep, I'll do an updated
And
reading.
I'm going to do a reading on Ashante and them.
Yes.
So I feel as though, she's going through, and for whatever it is, this relationship is making her stronger. It's because she really needed somebody to help her. She needed some masculine energy, some male energy to get over Offset, because he had a big old claw in her. And now that claw is moved, she's dealing with him, and I wish her the best. I don't know if he's her forever man.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know he's her for now, man.
Yes.
And whether they get together or not, I do think that they are working it out, because if they broke up, Carly B will be the one that come out and tell us herself. Mm-hmm. At least that's what she's always done. I don't see why she would change after all these years.
Yes.
So, and last, you have anybody else on your roster? Well, no. Last, I want to talk about, I put out a video today, and it was on Tisha Tales, and still, I really want to talk briefly about it. I've said all I needed to say about it. However, it's an ongoing story. As soon as I got finished doing her video, as soon as I got it, she came on the air ranting. And I thought she said that Tisha Tales going to tell us.
Yep, tell all, break her silence, tell her truth.
Yeah, tell her truth. And all I heard was the ranting of an angry Black woman. Mm-hmm. That's what I heard. And she came on flipping and flailing, no makeup. She had on lipsticks, a pretty woman. I'm not taking nothing from her. Huh?
Computer dying.
Like she just had enough, and she just came. And for somebody to say that they are unbothered, I'm going to tell you what unbothered is. Mm-hmm. When you are unbothered, you don't give a fudge sickle.
That's true. When
you unbothered, I don't care. I'm not going to have to talk to you because I don't care. She said she was out there eating berries and watermelon and chilling in the water, but yet you fall apart on the screen. You back to calling names. You back to this. You saying that sugar honey iced tea word again. Mm-hmm. You say you're not bothered, but all you are is bothered.
Exactly.
All you are is bothered, and a blind man can see it. Mm-hmm. A deaf person can hear you. So by looking at you, they can hear you. You're flailing, and I don't say this as judgment. I say this as, Tisha, just accept the fact you gave false information. Yeah. You can't justify wrong. You just can't. And you did. And I love you, girl. But I just had to say that. What else I want to say? And you say you're not bothered, but you are bothered. I was hoping that you was going to come in and really clean up the stuff.
Be mature about it.
But you didn't. So, and then all I heard, my man. I'm glad you have a man. And I'm glad you're sharing that with us, But I just feel as though you're still harsh and you love who you love. Mm-hmm. No judgment. We love you, but I feel as though you need to accept the fact you give out wrong information, and not wrong, scary wrong, way wrong, so wrong manipulative, so wrong it's scary. And I feel as though that's not cool. And and you know what? But sooner or later you'll figure it out. I said what I want to say on my video with Tisha Tales. What's the name of it? The title name, just the name on the screen. We do so many videos, we don't keep track of them. It's hard, That's why it's hard to follow somebody continuously. I can only get bits and pieces because we so busy figuring out our own work.
We talked about the Diddy trial outcome, and we was asking
what was the name of the video that we just did last night?
The Diddy trial outcome recap.
But what's the name of her title that we didn't cover?
Who is this Tisha?
Yeah, who is this Tisha Tales? Who is this Tisha? Mm-hmm. She's changed. And I'm just sorry. And I know pressure will cause you to come out of yourself.
It really will.
Pressure is no joke. So with that being said, I just wanted to drop by. I wish her nothing but the best. Mm-hmm. And whatever she's going through, your man. When I hear people start saying, my man, it let me know you ain't happy. Because you're depending on a man for your happiness.
That's true.
That's the way it looks to me, allegedly. Yep. So I'm just saying how I feel. So nevertheless, I got her best interests at heart. I send up good tidings for her. My prayers go out to her. And whatever it is, I hope she gets relieved of this anger that she has inside of her.
Yes.
So anything else?
Nope, that is all.
That's it. We covered it all. We did it all. We got it all out the way. So anything else? That's all we got for now.
Yes.
So if you like us and you enjoyed this news recap, please subscribe.
Yes.
If you haven't subscribed, it's okay. But please leave us a thumbs up. Hit the bell. Hit the bell. If you don't mind, we would really, 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 really appreciate it.
Sincerely.
That if you become a sunflower. Baby Crone, what do you have to say?
Yes, please leave your comments down below about anybody that we talked about. Give us some news updates if you guys. If there's any
An inside joke, did you catch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please leave your comments down below about anybody that we talked about. Anybody will keep us updated in the news. Thank you guys for always keeping us abreast about what's going on about certain celebrities. And so with that being said, I guess we will see you sunflowers.
You didn't say the page subscribe. I like your ending with that.
Okay.
I don't want you to stop doing it. I just want you to slow
You guys
down.
said subscribe earlier.
Yeah, but that's me.
Okay.
You your own entity.
Okay.
Okay.
Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. It would really mean a lot to the channel. Please and thank you. We would really appreciate it. Yes.
Oh, what I did. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for doing that. I do love it. I do love your endings. I look forward to it.
Thank
I just wanted you to slow down. And now you said, I ain't saying it, but I want you to say it. Thank you, baby. I really appreciate
You're welcome.
it.
And please give this video a thumbs up if you
Please,
enjoyed this content.
please, if you
and made it
did.
this far.
Thank you. And what we have to say, you know what we have to say. Love you.
Sunflowers.